In 1982, the U.S. Marine Corps discovered dangerous chemicals known as volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, in the drinking water at Camp Lejeune base in North Carolina. However, the contamination actually began in 1953 and continued to expose base workers, service members, and their families until 1987, according to the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, the ATS-DR. Though most of the contaminated wells were removed from service by February of 1985. During that time, nearly 1 million civilian workers, military service members, and their families were potentially exposed to dangerous chemicals that can cause cancer and other serious health issues. The toxic VOCs found in the drinking water included many compounds such as benzene, which is used to make other chemicals that compose plastics, resins, and nylon and synthetic fibers. Tetrachloroethylene, also known as perchloroethylene or PCE. This is used for dry cleaning and metal degreasing. Trichloroethylene or TCE. That is a solvent used to clean metal parts. And vinyl chloride or VC. Over time, TCE and PCE in groundwater degrade to become VC. Benzene, TCE, and VC are all classified as cancer-causing chemicals, while PCE is classified as probably carcinogenic. Exposure to these chemicals can also increase the risk of birth defects and other health problems. So who can file a Camp Lejeune toxic water lawsuit? Well, you may be eligible to file a Camp Lejeune lawsuit if you or your loved one was exposed to contaminated drinking water for at least 30 days between August 1st, 1952 and December 31st, 1987, and suffered cancer or other health issues related to water contamination at Camp Lejeune. If so, you should contact us at Vaughn Legal Trial Team right away. Camp Lejeune represents the worst contamination of a public water system in American history. Marines, their families, and people who worked at Camp Lejeune drank and bathed in water contaminated with more than 70 chemicals and toxins at levels 240 to 3,400 times permitted by safety standards. Now, this toxic water did not just create a theoretical risk of harm. Scientific and medical evidence has shown, undeniably, that exposure to this contaminated water while living or working at Camp Lejeune caused thousands to develop cancer, birth defects, and other conditions. Sadly, the law in North Carolina had blocked these Camp Lejeune victims from bringing cancer lawsuits and other claims against the government. Now, however, there is a new federal law that will enable victims of water contamination at Camp Lejeune to file claims and get financial compensation. In June 2022, the U.S. government passed the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2021, which was part of the Honoring Our Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics, or PACT Act. The Honoring Our PACT Act focuses on addressing issues that affect veterans who are exposed to toxic materials during service. Because of this new law, those who were exposed can now seek compensation by filing a Camp Lejeune lawsuit after having been denied justice for so many years. The cancers that have been linked to TCE and PCE exposure in drinking water at Camp Lejeune include leukemia, bladder cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, multiple myeloma, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There were other health conditions, such as aplastic anemia and other myelodysplastic syndromes and neurological disorders, and have also been linked to exposure to PCE and TCE. Some of the other injuries can include ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, birth defects and injuries to infants, brain damage, cardiac defects, fatty liver disease, hepatic steatosis, infertility, miscarriage, some neurobehavioral effects, Parkinson's disease, plastic anemia and other bone marrow conditions, renal toxicity, and scleroderma. In recent years, a long trail of evidence has been uncovered that clearly shows that the U.S. Marine Corps knew about Camp Lejeune water contamination for years, but first ignored and then later actively concealed the issue. However, with the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2021, you may now qualify for compensation for your injuries. If you were at Camp Lejeune for at least 30 days between August 1st, 1952 and December 31st, 1987, and suffered cancer or other health issues related to the water contamination we've described, please contact us at Vaughn Legal Trial Team right away.